Welcome to the Positive Spot with Dustin Lawrence, your daily dose of positivity. Join us Monday through Friday as we celebrate the positive in life, people, places, and events. Daily news, conversation with special guests, personal development tips, and more delivered directly to you. What we think about, we bring about. So why not fill your mind daily with positive thoughts and people at the Positive Spot?
Why, yes. Hello, and what a great day to be alive, my friends. My name is Dustin Lawrence, and I am your grateful host of the Positive Spot podcast. And welcome to episode number 10. That's right, episode 10. Man, we are moving forward, as is this year. I tell you, before we know it, we'll be into my favorite time of the year, the holidays, and actually starts a little earlier. I include in the holidays like Halloween and then all the way through New Year's. It's just a special time of the year to where, I really feel that people should act like that all year round, where people are just happy and reach out and show extra kindness to everybody. Hey, so here's a thought today. Let's act like it's Christmas Day all year long, because you know how well and how nice and polite you are to people on Christmas, right? Merry Christmas, my friends. All right, enough of that. Welcome to episode number 10. Today is, it's August the 23rd. 2016. My gosh, 2016. Years fly by. Today, my friends, on a really, really cool episode, we're going to discuss, and a lot of these ideas come from The Power of Positive Thinking. And if you have not read that book, pick it up. Pick it up. It's by Norman Vincent Peale, and it's an incredible book. It is actually the first book that I read that sort of, unleashed me on this journey of personal development and doing and becoming more daily. And it's right in our title of the podcast, Positive. And today we're going to discuss the top 10 ways to be and stay positive. And we're going to call these, how about this? We're going to call them pearls of wisdom. All right, pearls of wisdom, and reaching out and recognizing Norman Vincent Peale. So here we are, today's top 10 positive pearls of wisdom, how to be and stay positive. Because my friends, when you do, incredible things happen in your life, and that's not just lip service. It's not just lip service. If you want to change your life, change the way you think. And the best way to do that is to fill your mind with nothing but positive thoughts. We have Miss Tosh Woods in the intro even say, what we think about, we bring about. Right? So why not fill your mind with the most uplifting and positive thoughts daily? And that's why I'm such a big fan of Mr. Peale and that book, The Power of Positive Thinking. So let's get into today's top 10 ways to stay and be positive. All right? And I love this little first phrase right here. Anybody can do just about anything with himself or herself that they really want to and make up his or her mind to do. We are all capable of greater things than we realize. And that right there is from Norman Vincent Peale. And he's got another one I really, really like. And this is a short but sweet one. Check it out. Throw your heart over the fence and the rest will follow. Right? So jump in 100%. And right, your body, your mind, your consciousness has no other way, no other route but to follow. So throw your heart over the fence and the rest will follow. Two great quotes by Norman Vincent Peale. Okay, so here are some great ways to stay and be positive. Number one, and we'll call these the top 10 ways to stay and be positive. Number one, focus on today, my friends. All right? Don't take tomorrow to bed with you. Right? So focusing on this day today and on tomorrow when it arrives can save you a lot of stress and improve your focus and your performance. Now, of course, you may need to plan for tomorrow, but thinking about it compulsively will just shatter your focus and ensure that you won't be able to concentrate on what's in front of you, right, in that time, that day. So you can overcome this, and over time, you build a habit of spending more time in the present and less time in imagined future scenarios and old memories. We've all been there. So, oh my gosh, what's going to happen tomorrow if they show up and I didn't bring the right cake for the party, right? You know what I'm saying. Worrying about things that haven't happened yet is insanity. Okay? So you may do this through things like focusing on your breathing, on your inner body. And you can do this many different ways. You can breathe and make yourself calm as opposed to focusing and thinking about things that might bring you challenges tomorrow, right? So one good way to do it is focus on your breathing, on your inner body. So just breathe in big breaths as deep as you can, and then exhale. Do that 8 times, and not only does it give you energy, it calms you down and brings you back to the present, okay? So again, number 1, focus on today. Don't take tomorrow to bed with you. Number 2, don't walk around with the world on your shoulders. All right? And you're saying, Dustin, what in the heck do you mean? Well, you know, drop that idea that you're an atlas carrying the world around with you. The world will go on. Check it out. This might surprise you, but even without you. So don't take yourself so seriously. You know, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this point because we've discussed this many times before. It's important and it can be tough, but you can see your world change when you really begin to focus on others. It makes things a lot lighter. So take time to put other people, right? Help people. Put other people in front of some of your needs that aren't that important. So when you walk around with the world on your shoulders, you're carrying everything that you got to do, everything your kids got to do, right? Take time out, pump the brakes, right? Don't take yourself so seriously. And I find that by focusing on helping others, right, it allows me to forget about taking myself so seriously, if you will, right? And I know that sounds a little strange, but I know you understand what I'm saying is that quit carrying everything that's going on in your life, in your spouse's life, in your significant other's life, in your children's life, in your grandmother's, in your mother's, in your father's, right? Quit carrying all of that around with you. Unplug during the day and focus on others. It'll really help you out. Number 3, you may be surprised if you step up and face your obstacles, right? And what do I mean by that? My friends, when a challenge arises, tackle it head on. Don't put it up. Stand up to your obstacles and do something about them. You will find that they have half the strength than you think they have. And I know from personal experience, you know, you've got this big task or this big challenge coming up and you run it over and over in your mind, and before you know it, right, you've built a mountain out of something that is really just a little foothill. So the how thinker gets problem solved effectively because they waste no time with the futile ifs, but they go right to work on the creative how. And I'll say that again because this is a big one. The how thinker gets problem solved because they waste no time with futile ifs, but go right to work on the creative how. And when you do that, man, let me tell you, your mind awakens and the ideas begin to flowing. So it's very easy to spend your time thinking and imagining all the horrible things that may happen if you stand up and face that challenge, your obstacles or your troubles in life. But if you actually do those, you know, those negative images, well, what I'm trying to say, but if you actually do that, those negative images seldom come. So if you actually stand up to the challenges and do it, they're not that big of a deal. And they seem to me that they rarely come into your life because they become just that. Not a problem, a challenge. And when a challenge comes, you knock it out. Boom, next, right? Next, powerful word. I believe Greg Reed talked about the power of next when he was on the show. So get in the habit of saying next after you conquer your first challenge. Right? A challenge, or problems, whatever you call it, are just like huge monsters that you build in your mind, just like you did when you were a little kid and imagined, right, those monsters in the closet or under the bed, right? We make them this big deal when actually when they're not anything, and that applies to life. Actually, those challenge or problems are nothing. You knock them out and move on. So when you actually stand up and face them, again, you'll find that the stress is gone, you plow through more challenges, and you become stronger from doing so, okay? Number 4, let's talk about understanding to overcome. Understanding can overcome any situation, no matter however mysterious or insurmountable you may think it may appear to be, right? Talk to people, do research, books. We're blessed with the online now, right? We're online communities. You name it, it's online. So in the midst of anxiety and fear, it often vanishes when you plug into these, when you plug into talking to people and doing research. A situation may seem scary because it's not understood or undefined, so your mind projects it way worse and the fears build up. But it can seem like just about anything may jump out of it and attack you. So understanding can be useful. Overthinking, as we mentioned earlier, not so much, right? So understand to overcome. Number 5, expect to get what you expect. Any fact facing us is not as important as our attitude toward it, for that determines our success or failure, okay? The way you think about a fact may defeat you before you ever do anything about it, right? You are overcome by the fact because you think you are, right? What we think about, we bring about. So my friends, formulate and stamp in your mind clearly, stamp a mental picture of yourself succeeding, right? Hold this picture tenaciously to your mind. Every day, picture it as you walk around, as you're running your errands, right? See yourself as successful. See you cashing that $1 million check at the bank, okay? Never permit it to fade. Your mind will seek to develop the picture, okay? Do not build up obstacles in your imagination, because when you believe it is possible to solve your problem, tremendous things happen. It seems to me that the universe aspires to help us in. So believe the answer will come, and it will. Number 6, find the upsides of the problem or the challenge, right? We talk about this a lot. The lessons are in the journey. The lessons come from the challenge. The lessons come from the problem, if that's what you called it. Every challenge has in it the seeds of its own solution, okay? So if you don't have any problems, then you don't get any seeds. So challenges and problems are a great thing. Problems are to the mind what exercise is to the muscles. They toughen us and they make us strong. I love that one. Boy, I had to pause right there, right? Find the upsides in the problem. The lesson is always there. Get those seeds that present themselves within the challenge, right? Solve it and then plant those seeds to become more greater, to do, be, and have more in your life. Okay, number 7, check your phraseology, or in layman terms, check your words. And we're going to have our own separate podcast about this one, our own separate show. But watch your manner of speech, okay? If you wish to develop a peaceful state of mind, start each day with affirming peaceful, contented, and happy attitudes, right? And your days will tend to be more pleasant and successful. Never talk defeat. Never talk defeat. You know, you will rarely hear me say the word try, right? Because when you say try, that gives me a 50-50 chance. Maybe I won't succeed. Use words like hope, believe, faith, victory. Program that mind for victory. Then there's a good amount of power in what words you use. Actually, there's not a good amount. There's a great amount of power in the words you use. If you use negative words, you tend to feel more negative. You notice that. You'll see when groups of people get together, and some people just love to bury themselves in negativity and talk about how bad life is. And hey, more power to them. You guys stay in that little group, but not us, right? Because we remove ourselves away and we fill our minds with positive thoughts of hope, belief, faith, and victory. And some people think that this may sound a bit corny or silly, but when you get in the habit of actually using more positively charged words that your mood becomes greater and your outlook on your things becomes more because you're seeing more, you're plugged in and you're open. And we won't talk about it too much, but your third eye is actually open, right? We'll get into that later. But anyway, check your words, my friend. Never talk defeat. Use words like hope, belief, faith, and victory. Number 8, don't go too fast, right? Don't go too fast. And what I mean by that is it's tempting to go fast in life, in everything. But if you go too fast, your boat may tip over, right? Your car may flip over. You may stumble unnecessary. And I'm just painting some pictures and describing what I mean. But mistakes that you wouldn't have done if you had just kept at a slower pace. And that applies to work, life. When you're plowing through things, not thinking about things, not taking the time to soak it in, that's when your boat may tip over, right? Your car may flip. That's what I meant by that. So my friends, you may be tempted to grab onto the next big thing, the next big idea, right? That next magic pill, instead of steadily continuing forward on your current path. And to actually get where you want to go at a slower pace may be more useful and effective than a hurried, quick pace. And I have found in my life that most definitely it is. And it backs us up, because if you're going too fast, you miss the lessons, right? You miss the seeds that are within the journey. And how can you plant those seeds of success when you're not finding them? Number 9, develop the most useful habits of thinking. Our happiness depends on the habit of mind we cultivate. So practice happy thinking every day, my friends. Cultivate that merry heart. Develop the happiness habit, and life will become a continual feast. And you're saying, oh, Dustin, that's just a bunch of BS. You're blowing it out, right? No. I can share with you in my story, my life, the people I surround myself, my mentors. This is all a common theme, okay? Repetition of the same thought or physical action develops into a habit which, repeated frequently enough, becomes an automatic reflex. Right? I'm going to repeat that. Repetition of the same thought or physical action develops into a habit which, repeated frequently enough, becomes an automatic reflex. Why was Bruce Lee such an incredible martial artist? Well, not only was his mind just out of this world, but repetition. How many times you think he did the warrior stance and practiced his moves and thrust? Millions, to where they became an automated reflex. And your mind will do the same thing. Your mind will stop looking at things and saying, maybe judge, oh, look at that fat person. Right? To where, look at that beautiful person with a beautiful smile, right? And the ability to get out today, right? Fat to me is just a curse word. People are overweight and have challenges, but when your mind starts judging automatically, you better put yourself in check, because something's not right. And that's why you need to develop the most useful habits of thinking. See, what you spend most of your time thinking about, you tend to become, right? What we think about, we bring about. One problem may be that you don't know what you think about most of the time. So try the positivity challenge, my friends. And the positivity challenge is, whatever you're doing, if you're waking up and walking into your office, name 5 things that are positive about that environment. When you walk into the grocery store, hit 5 things right off the top of your head. I am so grateful that I have this incredible food that's going to build my body. I am positive that I will become stronger by the nutrients that I put into my body. Right? I am positive that today at work I will be an outstanding employee and bring value to the table. You can do this anywhere. The positivity challenge. So just keep challenging yourself throughout the day, okay? Take careful notes in your mind and do it. Do it. A few days will become a week will become a month, months will become a year. And before you know it, you're seeing life through a different point of view. It's almost as you've taken your glasses of positivity, placed them on your eyes, and everything you see has a positive spin to it. So, my friends, develop the most useful habits of thinking. Number 9. Number 10, learn not only from your mistakes. What do I mean by that? Well, we've all heard that we have to learn from our mistakes, but I think it's more important to learn from your success as well. If you learn only from your mistakes, you are only inclined to learn from errors, right? So check what you did right and remember it. And don't get lost in basking in your glory, but it will make it easier to repeat whatever you did that created that success. Okay, so when you're learning from your mistakes and your successes, boom. I'll say that again, boom. I mean, you are creating a powerful elixir to dominate life with. I mean, it makes me smile when I think about it. And I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you not to be timid, not to be scared to reach out and make the mistakes, okay? Because then you will become successful by enough mistakes. And then when you're successful, you learn from those successes, and you will become more successful. You see the pattern there? We're always learning, my friends. We're always learning. So I am so grateful you were able to join us for this very special podcast. I think I call them all special, but I really believe that in my heart. And, you know, you probably noticed a little different format lately, but we're really going to plug you in each day to some tips that will help you to become, do, have, and be more in your life, right? So, my friends, make today incredible.
Thank you for listening to this edition of the Positive Spot Podcast with Dustin Lawrence. For full coverage of each podcast, visit PositiveSpotShow.com. Please join us Monday through Friday at the Positive Spot. What we think about, we bring about, so why not fill your mind daily with positive thoughts and people at the Positive Spot?